Welcome to Journalist Debrief with Premium Times, where we talk to journalists about stories they've covered on the field. Today, we will talk about lithium. Now, lithium is a natural resource which is extracted from Africa and exported to countries overseas, countries like China and Taiwan. They are used to manufacture electric vehicles and batteries. Today, we will talk to Mohammed Yakubu to tell us about his experience on the field. Welcome, Mohammed.
Thank you very much, Esther.
So, what is lithium?
Well, in a very simple time, I can say lithium is a solid mineral that is, being extracted now, increasingly extracted. People are coming for it now, and I think one of the things that make it very demanding now is the world need lithium to transition into green energy, right? Where we want to save cost and many other things. But unfortunately, while the world is eager looking for these particular natural resources, it is also causing a lot of troubles, not only to economy, but other issues such as conflict, because they intertwine. Environment and conflict intertwine.
Okay, so listening to what you have just said, is it that these extractions are being done illegally?
In this context of the story I've authored, yes, it is illegal, right? Because the way and manner in which it is being conducted, it is illegal. Okay, let's even talk about where they extract this lithium from. When they say conservation. So it is being extracted from a protected area that is inside Old Oyo National Park.
Who is protecting the area?
You should be familiar with our protected areas such as national parks, right? These are protected areas that the government is mandated to, protect the wildlife there and also enhance ecology and other things. So in essence, what I was trying to say is that for the fact that where this lithium is being extracted from is a protected area, first is one of the red flags. You shouldn't encroach into that place to go and do such things. But because a lot of things can happen here, including those that are not normal, we normalize it, and that is why it is happening unhindered. Nobody's going after them. Although I can't say nobody's going after them, because we have seen situations where EFCC operatives will arrest some of these guys, but it is not enough, I would say.
Okay, so these extractions, are they legal or illegal? And in your report, you spoke about these people selling these natural resource, advertising their products on social media. Can you tell us more about that?
Okay, to be fair enough, I don't think there's nothing wrong when you advertise your goods on social media, right? What make it a matter of concern is how you get it, right? What you are selling or the process whereby you get them. Is it inimical to the society or not? If these people are doing legal mining, that is not illegal, no one will be out there looking at what they do and how they market it on social media, right? But because this thing is being done illegally, and like I just said, you are encroaching into the forest, a protected area. Who knows whether in the course of doing this, you also kill the wild animals that have to be protected and other stuff. So you illegally extracted these things. Apart from that, you come online to advertise them because you know that there is no proper regulatory agency to hold you accountable. So it's a big concern, not to us journalists. We have pointed it out to the policymakers, to the Ministry of Steel and Development. So they need to take action about this before we wake up one day and this thing is not there again.
Are there policies in place to fight illegal mining?
Well, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think there is any policy in place to fight illegal mining. We can say there are efforts, right? And one of those efforts is you could see sometimes EFCC operatives arresting, including Chinese nationals and their local partners. We have also seen last year or early this year that the Minister Dele Alake unveiled mining marshals that were drawn from civil defense. But unfortunately, even those ones now are now compromising because the miners who I spoke to said they could easily bribe them so to have their ways. So we can say there are efforts, but the effort is not enough. So it can be that they also need to engage, including local authorities, because the federal government is not everywhere. When you are going to those communities, like say Bani or Kakafu in the local government, you are traveling a long kilometers, right? So we can say we can argue that the presence of federal government there is very little, right? Including their resources and other stuff. But when you put the local guys that are there, we are not saying that the irregularities will stop. But to some extent, when they work with the federal guys that we have deployed there will be some level of sanity.
Okay, so moving on from this now, let's go. How much is the price of a ton of this lithium lepidolite?
Okay, lithium. Well, I'm not in the industry, but what I know is that there are at least 3 varieties of lithium.
Okay, can you name
them? You
them?
have conzite, you have lepidolite, and you have spodumene. Right? Even when you go online, you see it. These are the major lithium varieties that have been marketed. For lithium conzite, in places like Bani and Lade, you get it between 680,000 to 700,000 per ton, right? And a ton, when we talk about a ton, we are talking about 600 bags of lithiums. That's a ton. Sorry, a ton is 30 bags, okay, right? And you see these trailers, long trailers, at least they can transport 30 tons, 600 bags.
Is it those cement bags?
Something bigger than that, a little bit.
Okay.
And then for lithium lepidolite, it costs around 600,000, especially in Nasarawa here. When you talk about spodumene, I think that is very expensive. A ton of spodumene is around 1.1 million naira. The guy who spoke to me offered to sell it last for 1 million naira. So when you are talking, when for example now, a trailer load with conzite, that is 30 tons, we are talking about 20.4 million naira, 21 million naira. That's the money for the product. So we should now talk about the money you use in transporting them to where you are going to. The money you pay to the civil defense guys, the one you pay the revenue you paid, that they don't give you receipts because you also pay some revenues. And
so how does this, based on what you've just said now, how does this illegal trade affect Nigeria's GDP?
Of course, there's a leakage. When you see what is happening here, you definitely know there's a leakage, because when you look at the MBS data on foreign businesses, in the first quarter of this 2024, they identified two natural resources that were exported excluding lithium. So now my question is, lithium is being exported on high rates.
And it's not being recorded.
It's not being recorded on MBS.
Do you think it's deliberate?
So I can't say that.
Okay.
I don't know if it is deliberate, but this is just about data collection, and so if it is being monitored, I think the MBS should at least record it in their data. But I think where they got it wrong is there's a roadmap, the Nigerian roadmap growth, the Nigerian mining growth roadmap of 2016, that they prioritize 7 mineral resources, and lithium is not there. Although it should be at the early stage then, because it was in 2019 that it was first reported in the media that it was discovered in large quantity in Kwara State. But what I'm trying to say basically is that there is a leakage, because this thing is being sold and it is being transported mostly through seas, through the waterways, without government getting anything from it, or let me say little from it, because now that there are accusations, there are allegations that they are getting money from it.
Okay, we'll take a break now. You've heard everything he said. There is corruption everywhere, even with this illegal trade of lithium moving out of Nigeria. Nigeria as a country is not benefiting from this trade. When we are back from the break, we'll continue with our reporter Yakubu to tell us more about his experiences on the field. Thank you for staying tuned. We are back from the break. So, Mohammed, what motivated you to write the story?
So, lately I've developed interest in the solid mineral industry, starting from the story I did last year about how some Chinese affiliated miners bribe terrorists, and so with that I know that there's a lot going on in that industry. So I was trying to pursue a story. Then I started a few things online. Then I came across all these adverts. So what about this advert? And that is how I ended up pursuing the story. Initially, I was not even seeing myself in Kwara State. I didn't know Kwara would be one of the hotspots, even Nasarawa. So all my thoughts is, many of them from Kwara, from Kaduna, from Nigeria advertise. But among all those I chatted up, only these ones, responded. So apart from that, I just don't like doing easy things. Maybe that's one of I love adventures, things that are hard. I think that is where I find my energy.
So what do you think the story is going to achieve?
Well, in journalism, I think we have 3 categories of impact: the micro impact, and macro, and meso. So the impact I'm seeing now is more or less than a threat, right? Or let me say a setup, because
are they threatening you?
I can't say it's not a threat yet.
Okay.
Right? But some people might say it's a threat. But to me, I'm not seeing it as a threat yet. I don't know what to call it. 2 days ago, one of them, just the lead guy, the one who made a lot of money from the things, 7.2 or whatever in 3 weeks, called me on WhatsApp. I didn't pick. I'll later call him back. And he sent me the link to the story, asking a lot of questions. There's a way you stop, you don't allow yourself to be intimidated. So when he sent, I was asking him, why did you send me the link? Right? So he stopped talking to me and a lot of that. And there is another one on Twitter demanding to have a drink with me. We should sit out, and
that might be the setup.
So the funniest thing is, we have helped the government. You said you want to fight illegal mining. We have shown you, see one of the patterns, see how it works. It didn't do anything. I spoke to the ministry spokesperson, and he said they would do something about it if we are able to expose. So you didn't do anything. boasting the guy to come to my DM and be asking me. So that one is an impact to some people. I'm also happy for it because you could see that if he knows that what he's doing is illegal, he will have taken a serious action. He will have seen in police station, in court, or that doesn't say they can't still go to that court. They can go, right? But what I expect now is something of meso or macro impact, because it's not only about the revenue loss. They are also devastating communities, right? The mining site is located between two villages inside a national park. Apart from that, they are also endangering the wildlife. So the government should do something to save not only human beings, but also the animals in that national park. That's the impact I would love to see. Not all these ones coming to my DM, and I think the government should do something.
So can you tell us your experience on the field? How was it like?
Well, going to such places is not an easy thing. I think I was not the only journalist that traversed those areas. Bani, for instance, some journalists went there, but depending on the story you are telling. So anybody going there must be brave. So the experience is just that Bani is straddling Oyo and Kwara. So while going to the community, you see a lot of scary things, including armed men. So I'm not saying they are bandits, but these are hunters. So it's just a place where anything can happen to you, right? You pass through a lot of bush, right? It's a thick forest to the community. So now let me talk about Bani itself, right? All the pictures I took in Bani, I took them I took them very carefully, right? One, I was very not happy. I'm not happy not taking that picture. There's one hut in the center of that market. I don't want to add to that conversation of calling people by their tribe. But there's a particular man there, right inside his hut. You could see a shining AK-47, I should say it. So when I saw that, I went with a fixer. So I was telling him, I said, well, I don't think we spend up to an hour here, because these people are curious of whoever comes in. So when we went in, the guy who I spoke to on phone had to be taking me around, showing me places. So we got to a place. I also collected the man's contact. When we got to the place, because I insisted on going into the mining village, I want to go and see the mining pits myself. So when I got there, because I could speak Yoruba, and the guy was speaking Yoruba, so I was speaking Yoruba throughout. Sometimes I will step in with broken. So the guys that we went to meet is an aged man like this. So they were speaking in Hausa. So they were saying, this one said they should take him to Daji. So that particular mining site, they call it Daba. So Daba is a popular name, or let me say popular slogan among miners, or let me say even bandits. You have a Daba in the forest, you have a this in the... So one of them was now saying they are likely to pick him up. Then another one was now saying if he's willing to go, is either we get him vigilantes to follow him. That's another collusion. To follow him there. So the one who took me there, who I spoke to on phone, picked his phone and said I could not get any vigilantes now. So when the man talked to me that I shouldn't go, whatever I need, I should pay any of them, they can go and snap anywhere from me and bring.
Were you scared at this point when all this was going on?
Definitely you have to be. But when when they told me vigilante can go with me, I have some level of confidence that okay, I can go. Even when they say that I didn't rule it out that I will not go. So when they say I should pay, they can help me snap everywhere. I say, well, I would love to be there. Then the old man said, oh, we bury a German. At the
You're
she
your
something,
own.
so that they should allow him go. So they will take him to the forest. You know, I'm not fluent in Hausa, but I could
Understand what they were
so
saying.
that she blah 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 this that, and his company will come and pay. You know, a lot. So at that point, I didn't say anything again. I didn't say I want to go. I will not go. I heard the guy that I spoke to on phone. I say, let's check another materials here. So I left the place. So the guy was the one who helped me got all those pictures and all that.
So listening to you carefully, I think I understand few things. There is a relationship with illegal mining and banditry.
Definitely.
Can you speak more on that?
That is a big case entirely in the Sahel, right?
Yeah.
Conflict do not just happen. Something drive it. You know, illegal mining and other stuff. It comes with its own peculiar cases, like drought and many things. But talking about conflict now, it is a way of control. You know, the terrorists want to control more resources. They need more arms, right? And many of these places where we have these resources are taken over by these guys. Not only mining, including illegal logging of trees. And so before you can go to those sites, it's either you rub minds with them. You can't just go in there. Because even when you are going, the security guys will let you know your safety is not assured.
Guaranteed.
So when you are going, it is only you that know how you make your way out with this guy. So there is a relationship between this thing and banditry. And for places in Niger State, we have seen an attack on a mining site in 2022. A mining site in Ajata Aboki, where they kill more than 40 civil defense. They kill some local miners. Even last month, they still kill some guys who went for mining. So because in some places there are taxes that are imposed on miners. Once you don't pay or you exceed the place they give to you to mine, there's trouble.
Are the bandits the ones imposing these taxes, or who are those imposing these taxes?
Exactly, the bandits will impose tax on you, and if they are not imposing the tax, they are also exploiting the miners. After you have mined, they come and harass them and go with the mining with the mining resources.
With the product.
They go with it and go and sell it where I don't know. So this is not just SA. A think tank has also confirmed this. SBM Intelligence. There was a time they said that there is a direct relationship between mining and banditry, especially in Zamfara.
Yes.
It was after their report I did my own investigation in Shiro to show that this guy bribed bandits. Right? Not only by money, they also give them some logistic. Do you know what it takes that before you mine? The Shiro case, this is it. Before they start mining, they have to go and dialogue with a terrorist mother. That's the mother of Dogo Gide. We want to start operation here, right? But we want you to talk to your son. So allow us. And after that, there were supply of motorcycles. It didn't end there. They used to give those guys 3 million naira every week. Right? So that is why when we did the story, when they were shouting, they were going to court, it was, I think one of the things that also weakened them is, right in the report, we placed the audio there, the conversation audio of one of them confirming the step they have taken before they can operate. So but you know, we are in Nigeria. Despite that, nothing happened. Do you know when you have said so person is involved in banditry, in terrorism financing, and the same person is taking you to court in a country where the government should go after the person? The same person is actually bribing his way. DSS inviting me on phone, not sending letter to my company. Police looking for me, even doing video calls to know where I am. So it is an enterprise that must survive.
Okay, a sad one there. But moving on, finally, what is the relationship between illegal mining in China and Taiwan?
So I think to the best of my knowledge is, I think Chinese are very efficient in producing this lithium battery, and they are very good at it, right? And I think that's why many of these things go to them. In fact, during my last field trip, I was told there is a new resource being mined now. That one is being used to produce bulletproof doors.
What is
they
it
call
called?
it mica.
Okay.
Right? So anywhere you go, you see these Chinese guys around. And I forgot to also mention, those Chinese guys also have warehouses in Nigeria.
I saw that in your investigation.
So the thing is just the final destination. We only know few. I could only establish that this thing is going to China, even though we could not establish that deeply. But there's a link that says, okay, this is going to China, this is going to Taiwan. There could be more to that. There could be more countries in this. This is just the power of geography and the problem it has brought to us. So I believe there is a strong relationship between this thing and we look at our many of our constructions. It's been done by who?
The Chinese guys.
The Chinese. So they need a place where they extract resources from to also do the roads. So it's just like also the relationship between the Nigerian government and the Chinese companies. Those guys are just exploiting us, right? They are taking advantage.
So why can't they go through the right channels? Why must it be illegally? Why must they do it illegally? Why can't they go through the right channels?
When you ask me this now, I don't. Somebody who is trying to cut corners, he's coming with that intention, right? Somebody who wants to evade task, know what he's doing. So he will not go through right channels where he will lose most of his revenues he will generate in the end of the day. At the end of the day, and I believe their local contact are also helping them. But above all, the absence, or let me say lack of regulatory agency, or let me say policies in place to stop all these things. If not, at the sea where they are transporting those things, don't we have custom officials there?
We do, actually.
Right? We have marine guys there.
Yeah.
So any container going out from that seaport
must be inspected.
Are they not inspecting it? They are not screening it. It will just go.
Yeah.
So until we are ready to do the right thing, these guys will take the opportunity to be exploiting us.
And we don't even, Nigeria as a country is not even benefiting from this illegal mining.
Well, we can say there are little people benefiting from it. We have just said somebody got 7-point-something million.
Yeah.
And
3 weeks.
In 3 weeks.
Okay. A lovely conversation there with Yakubu Mohammed. This is to you, the Nigerian government. I think it is time for you to step up your game to stop illegal mining in Nigeria and stop the increasing rate of banditry in the country. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Don't forget, I am your host, Esther Adaji.